What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Range Plays back again with another CS2 video. Today's video, we're going to be reacting to Kero's video about how to spot a cheater in CS2, guys. So, obviously, Kero would know what a cheater looks like, considering they're obviously using a skin changer here, and most likely Ineria, since they don't have a knife on their skin changer. Let's go ahead and
How to spot
check
a
this
cheater
out.
in Counter-Strike 2. Many people believe it's hard to tell if someone is cheating if they're not raging or spinning, but it is actually pretty easy to tell.
Yeah, it's super easy to tell when somebody's cheating.
Before we dive into actual playstyle, let's start with the suspect's background and ask some questions. Is their Steam account new? Do they have next to no medals? Is CS2 the only game they own or play? If at least one of those is true,
If at least one of those are true, it's either an alt account for somebody or they're most likely cheating. I mean, that's obvious. I think all of us know that. That's not rocket science.
the chances of them cheating increases. They could be a Smurf, and they always claim to be Smurfs. But Smurfs are rare and
Well, yeah, I mean, if you're actually cheating and you don't want people to report you, you say, "Oh, I'm smurfing." And like, yeah, duh.
have been for years now. People hardly Smurf anymore. With trust factor,
That's also not true. People smurf all the time.
Smurfing is just pointless. So why else would someone be on a new account?
There's no trust factor in CS2.
Either to cheat so they don't risk their main, or because they already cheated and got banned. It's one of those two reasons. They could also be just a new player, but chances are you're not going to be worried about those players. But what about bot accounts? A lot of cheaters will buy accounts with medals and hours already on them, so they look less.
Pro tip, guys. If an account has like 2015, 2016, 2017, and they're all boosted medals, like near unobtainable medals, probably somebody who bought an account.
Suspicious, or because they believe it'll put them in high trust factor. Luckily, there's a lot of sites at our disposal that will make it very obvious to tell if someone is on a bot account or not. There's steamid.uk. If you see a bunch of Russian past names, and then the newest name is John, it's likely a bot account. There's
Wow, actually some decent information there, yeah. So that is a site you can go to, and
a bunch of Russian past names,
as you can see here, it'll show you all the previous names that they have.
and then the newest name is John, it's likely a bot account. There's also SteamRep and VacBand. Okay,
Yeah, I don't like those two sites as much.
so you did your research and you're still not sure. Now we focus on actual playstyle. One way a lot of cheaters tend to slip is how they play when they're the last player alive. Are they fragging out in the beginning of every round but always seem to drop the ball and be completely clueless when they're last alive? A lot of
Yeah, it's closet cheating. It happens a lot, actually. Especially now that demos are out, guys, watch back your demos, especially if you think somebody was doing that. And obviously, you'll be able to spectate them forever, and you'll watch them just wide swing angles, but then when they're last alive, they'll, like, close peek everything and try and, yeah, it's really dumb.
cheaters get very nervous when they're being spectated. Most cheats have a feature called spectator list for this reason. It'll always show the cheater whenever and whoever is spectating them. This can mean nothing though, since a lot of people tend to feel nervous when they're the last alive. By far, the most reliable way to tell if someone is cheating is just looking at their crosshair placement and movement and seeing if their KD matches.
I wouldn't say crosshair placement, because if somebody has walls, then they should have perfect crosshair placement. Like, there's no way that you should be walling and have improper crosshair placement. But movement, 100%. Most cheaters are bots. They don't know how to move in the game at all. They don't understand counter strafing or anything. They just kind of swing and shoot. So yeah, movement's a big one that I always look at if I'm going to accuse somebody of actually cheating.
Crosshair placement is very important, and this is something the average bad cheater struggles with. An experienced player will always have their crosshair at head level placement, wherever the enemy may be. A bad cheater will look at people's feet, yet gets constant headshots. Movement is another area cheaters struggle with. Even with automatic bunny hop scripts and auto strafe, good movement is just not something you can hack or cheat in. Only actual experience and practice will improve your movement. If
It's also not true. There are movement mods and movement hacks.
their movement is very clunky, and they can't seem to make even the most basic jumps, yet they're going 25 and 4, it's very likely they're cheating. Even their sensitivity can be another tell. If someone's sensitivity is very high, yet they're getting deagle headshots left and right, they might not be legit. Speaking of the deagle, that is another sign of a cheater. Cheaters' favorite weapons are deagle, scout, and op. If you have aimbot and walls, these are the easiest weapons to use. They're also the easiest to hide since there's almost no recoil to be.
I would not say that deagle is easy to hide because most of them have like no recoil. So when they spam the deagle, it clicks 2 people in the head and it absolutely makes no sense. And it's pretty obvious at that point. The scout also, when you've got people just swinging wide and just getting like a headshot and then swinging back and getting another one, like, especially if they didn't have info on the angles, again, like, yeah, any gun is very obvious to spot if the cheater is blatant enough. But if somebody's just got like basic aim and walls and they're not staring at people through walls, you're never gonna freaking know, man.
Be seen. So if you see someone that only buys these 3 weapons and never touches the AK or M4, they might.
You see how Kero here is soft clearing angles? It's because it's obvious that he was using cheats in these matches that he's recording, and I mean, you can just normally tell by the fact that he's not actually hard clearing any angles. He was first on site, didn't check anything. So if somebody's on your team kind of doing this, unless it's like a situation where you have to move fast, look at the time of the round. Look how many of them are left. That was the first pick of the round, and they didn't even clear out dark. They didn't clear backside. They didn't clear any of this up in here for map. So, I mean, yeah, it's
cheating.
That's how you tell.
Undercover. Next, let's talk about utility usage. A good amount of cheaters either don't use any nades, or they use it when it's perfect. For example, on Mirage, when someone is.
This is a great one. Yeah, nades are one of the easiest ways to tell if somebody's cheating. Good job, Kero. Yeah, if somebody's cheating 100%, they're just going to throw perfect nades. They're not going to miss nades, obviously, because that's just wasted money for their eco. And that to me is one of the biggest telltale signs. If somebody throws a frag that's a perfect frag and kills me like 4 or 5 rounds in a row in different locations, and they had no info on me being there, it's pretty blatant at that point to me.
Sitting firebox, they'll molly that. Or if someone is hiding van and they have low HP, they'll throw a nade so it finishes them off. They'll only use nades when they know it'll hit someone. They typically won't use flashes, much less smokes, unless they want to accidentally spam someone through it, or if they know someone is holding an angle with an op. Cheats do have grenade helpers, which tell cheaters who don't.
Again, guys, while we're watching this, I want you to analyze Kero's gameplay, because that is how you can tell if somebody's cheating. Kero's using cheats in all this gameplay. I can guarantee you that. There's not a single clip in here that isn't using cheats. Watch the movement, watch the crosshair placement, watch how it's instantly adjusted perfectly every single time, and the peaks that they make in some situations versus others. So if an enemy's there, they're going to close peek it, and he's going to play it in a very specific way, but he just soft clears angles if nobody's there.
Don't know any smoke lineups, where and how to throw them. So keep that in mind. Next, we have convenient timing. We all get timinged, and it's very annoying when it happens, but that's just part of CS. However, if you notice someone always tends to peek you as soon as you take out a nade or turn around, it might be a little more than luck. Cheaters can see if you have a nade out. They know when it's the perfect time to peek and when it's not.
You see how there should be no way that Kero would be slow walking that corner there? I mean, here's the thing, right? Kero runs up here.
Cheaters can see if you have a nade out.
And instantly looks over to this direction and is watching it. Yeah, yes, 100%. You should clear this out. But what I'm focusing on here is the fact that this probably wouldn't be the optimal thing to do if you're thinking about the fact that, a 43 HP, I'm probably going to sit behind sandbags that's behind him and kind of peek out and watch it instead of pushing up and doing a perfect crouch peek.
Not. Cheaters can also see if you have a defuse kit and if you are actually defusing
and then,
the bomb,
yeah, bunny hop.
If
yeah.
they always seem to make the right choice in a 50.
This clip is not cheated, guys. This one is legit 100%.
50-50, they might be cheating. Next, let's talk about behavior. Most cheaters are crybabies, and they are very quick to assume someone.
Kero admits that he's a crybaby? Oh, wow. Makes sense why every time he gets vac banned, he cries about it.
Someone else is cheating. As the saying goes, a thief believes everybody steals. If you kill the enemy once and they're already whining and accusing you of cheats, chances are they're the one cheating. They can't fathom being out-aimed and out-reacted by someone, so you must be cheating. It's the only explanation. They will typically be the first one typing in chat and not shutting up for the entire game. They can't help themselves. If you call them out for cheating, they tend to get super defensive and spurg out with fake laughter. I mentioned you can do research on someone's Steam account, but you can also do research stat-wise. Their CS stats, previously known as CS2 stats,
Yep.
and also Letify, both of which can help you determine if someone
If you think there was a cheater in your lobby, I would 100% recommend getting Leadify, because then after the match is done, they'll send you a report, and you can look at that person's last few games as well, and use that to kind of decide, make a decision. If it's pretty obvious that, hey, they lost 4 games in a row, and then all of a sudden they're popping off, I mean, it's a little bit weird at that point. But if it's somebody who's also just won all 5 or something, and they're top fragging, you guys, I think you understand and get the gist of that.
is a good player or they're cheating. Sometimes you don't even need to go to any third-party sites. All you need to look at is their CS mini profile in-game. If you see someone with 20 pins and 1 service medal, that's a red flag. Cheaters tend to be the ones that collect pins, whether genuine or not. Same applies if they have a bunch of bronze operations
And I never understood this, guys. Pins don't equal, like, cheats and stuff like that. If somebody has a lot of pins, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're cheating. But if they have very specific pins, like they have 2 really old service medals that are really boosted up very high, but none in the last, recent 5-6 years, it's a little bit weird at that point, especially if they're just fragging out.
and whatnot. Cheaters feel the need to overcompensate the fact that they have either 1 service medal or none, so they buy a bunch of pins and stuff. 2 more things to look out for: red service medals or the genuine Alex pin. Maybe not so the red medal anymore, but the genuine Alex pin is another fan favorite of cheaters because they can buy them for so cheap.
Let's also explain this real quick. Red service medal does not mean that they're cheating. It just means that they had a account boosted to red service medal, which a lot of people who don't cheat also did, and 99% of those people have been banned, and they're still continuing to get banned unless they achieved it legitimately, okay?
Now let's talk about Steam profiles. Let me debunk an old myth. Private profiles do not automatically mean someone is cheating. But if the account looks like it was made yesterday, and it's private, yeah, they're probably cheating. If the profile is public, here's some red flags. Steam level is over 100. They have a unique Vanity Steam URL. They're in exclusive OG Steam groups. They have either a generic bland profile with
Oh yeah, always check their Steam groups, man. They love to group up in these Steam groups with other cheaters, and it's just so stupid.
everything hidden, or they have a black and white emo theme. Most normal players on Steam do not waste money on pointless Steam levels, and definitely not on Steam URLs or Steam groups. Typically only cheaters care this much, since Steam is their life. Lastly, let's talk about profile pictures. While anime pictures used to be a red flag, the rise of anime's popularity has made this less reliable. The type of anime picture matters more.
Guys, a profile picture does not equal cheating, like, ever. Don't focus on something like that. Instead, focus more on gameplay and things that actually matter.
Pinterest-style illustrations increase suspicion. Images of guns, drugs, money, or Ozan Korean girls suggest potential cheating. Steam names can also offer clues, as cheaters often use lowercase edgy aliases, random dictionary words, or female names. LARPers with money or drug-related images may have names like Bitcoin Millionaire, or Exhibit Racist, or offensive names. It's important to note that exceptions for everything exist, but exceptions do not disprove the rule. Use your own discretion, and let's help keep CS2 free from cheaters.
All right, guys, there you go. That's Kero's video on how to spot a cheater in CS2. Now, obviously, there were some good parts of that, but again, 99% of that is just dumb. Use the best discretion that you have, and just kind of be intelligent about it. Just report people who you're suspicious of. That is all you can do at the moment. And yeah, so other than that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.